Google has updated Gmail recently and there's a lot of controversy around it. So what's the deal here? Many designers complain that there are too many shades of blue in this example and it's completely inconsistent, but in reality this is a part of their new design system called Material You.
A new design that includes you as a co-creator,
where you pick your own color, which is going to be then propagated across the entire app or across the entire OS. And obviously it's using transparency and some lightness tricks to modify that one color so it works in different scenarios. And sure, this is not the most fortunate or even the best way to do this, but this is actually something that's thought out. This is not done by mistake. And yes, it could have been done better with less variations of the color and less visual chaos, and I talked about it last year when I reviewed Material You. Giving the user control over the colors is going to cause a lot of visual problems. Colors are not the only issue here. Starting at the top, the Gmail logo is not vertically centered to the hamburger menu. It's too low and stuff like that. It's really jarring. I noticed that right away and basically my mind keeps screaming at me like, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. Ah! The star icon has a different stroke width than all of the other icons, and for some reason the icons don't scale that well on low resolution displays. They're not SVGs and they are a little bit pixelated. Also, there's no indentation for icons and labels within expandable and collapsible menus, which is weird. And also one thing that I notice every single time when it's off in apps and websites. Yeah, you can't unsee it once you see it. Here are some red squares on top of it so you can see it better. And yes, I notice these things all the time, and they're especially frustrating in like restaurant menus where I can't focus on what I want to order because the fonts are badly aligned, but I digress. As far as design decisions go, we shouldn't rely on us, the designers, and our opinions on how much we hate the new redesign, because it's all up to the users to actually decide in the end.
And if this doesn't bother them, then I'm out of ideas.
And while we think it's kind of weird to have that many shades of blue, a lot of those regular non-designer users can actually come back and say that they love their very pink interface if they pick pink color, for example, or they love their black and white interface with a lot of different shades of gray. So it's all up to the users and they can be in love with personalizing everything. Of course, they can hate it too. And I think the inconsistencies with spacing, icons, and some other smaller issues are going to be fixed eventually in the next iteration or two. So yes, the new Gmail isn't perfect. And yes, I'm not a fan of this design. But without testing and trying new things, we can't move forward. We'll be staying with the same old design over and over. So even though I'm not a fan of it, I still applaud Google for doing this because we need to try new things. We need to see what works and what doesn't, and I bet they are taking that feedback into consideration and they'll be making some changes based on that.
But we've also expanded into other important areas.
And if the colors aren't that perfect with that many different shades, then maybe they're gonna modify the underlying color guidelines for Material You because of that. You learn the most by doing.
First it started falling over, then it fell over.
And also, most redesigns are hated at first, and then people adjust, and after some time they actually don't want the old interface back. Do you remember those infamous Facebook surveys pleading to get the old Facebook back because the redesign is horrible? They happened with every single change that Facebook made to their platform, and eventually people got used to those new changes and didn't want those old ones back anymore. So I guess we're a little bit nostalgic like that if we got used to some interface, we prefer it over the new thing even if it's not really better. But in this case, we're gonna have to wait and see. What do you think about Material You and the new Gmail redesign? Let me know in the comments and have a beautiful day and a beautiful weekend.